My next guest accuses President Obama of trying to have it both ways with his comments in the Ground Zero Mosque. Here is what the president said on Friday night at the White House.
Let me be clear. As a citizen and as president, I believe that Muslims have the right to practice their religion as everyone else in this country. And that includes the right to build a place of worship in a community center on private property in Lower Manhattan in accordance with local laws and ordinances. This is America, and our commitment to religious freedom must be unshakable.
That was Friday night. Then on Saturday on the Gulf Coast, there was this when he seemed to question whether or not the decision ultimately was a wise one.
I was not commenting, and I will not comment on the wisdom of making a decision to put a mosque there. I was commenting very specifically on the right that people have that dates back to our founding. That's what our country is about. And I think it's very important that, as difficult as some of these issues are, we stay focused on who we are as a people and what our values are all about.
All right, so now it is Monday. New York Congressman Peter King is the ranking Republican member of the House Homeland Security Committee. Sir, good morning, and welcome back here. You've been a vocal critic of the plans to build this Islamic center. The last comment about wisdom, does that change or advance the position of the president anyway, in your view?
Oh, Bill, I think the president has just created more confusion here. For him to get involved in this issue to begin with was a big step. And I don't oppose him getting involved in the issue, but the clear impression he gave, and he's a gifted orator, on Friday night at the White House, was that he was supporting not just the right of religion, which everyone agrees with as far as I know, but he was endorsing the mosque at Ground Zero. And now, on Saturday, he backed away from that. And to me, it just creates more confusion. And if the President of the United States is going to speak out on an issue which really has moral connotations, in addition to constitutional questions, he has to be very clear. And this President always knows what he's saying. He's very gifted. This was not an off-the-cuff remark.
I think
he was trying to have it both ways.
He was clear. He was clear on Friday night, and others have said he flip-flopped on Saturday. Me personally, I didn't hear a flip-flop in his comments. He just seemed to question whether or not it was the wise decision. He used the word wisdom. But ultimately, you go back to when this started on Friday night, he was reading from prepared comments. So he had the intention to walk into this issue. I think the question has to come back to why did he choose this issue? What do you think?
I think, again, he was trying to have it both ways. I go back to what I said, because, Bill, why get into it? Why say that he supports freedom of religion when everyone does? That was never the issue. Everyone says that we have the right to practice religion. Everyone says, as far as I know, that the Muslim community has the right to build a mosque. The whole question is whether they should or not. So for the president to raise it the way he did on Friday was clearly giving the impression that he was endorsing it or supporting it or tacitly supporting it, and neither he nor the White House backed away from that until the next day, when my belief is he got a lot of pushback from Democrats. I think the president missed an opportunity here. This was a teachable moment in his terms. He could have said, yes, the Muslims have the right, but they also have the responsibility. That would have been an opportunity for, I believe, to begin a dialogue as to whether or not the mosque belongs there and where it should be. Instead, he put it out there, seemed to back away, and now we're back to where we were maybe on Thursday as opposed to Friday.
What should he have done then? And I reflect on what Ed Rollins had to say on Sunday when he talked about this being the worst mistake a politician has made, going back to the days of Michael Dukakis. That's 1988, suggesting Americans have the right to burn a flag. What should he have done? Recognized the sensitivity and suggested, you know what, there are other places to go.
Well, he could have said, I believe, first of all, say exactly what he did about it being a right, but then say, with rights come responsibilities. And there's responsibility on the part of the Muslim community to realize the hurt and pain that this is causing. And this would be an ideal moment for both communities to begin a dialogue as to whether or not the mosque should be moved to another location. He doesn't have to endorse where it goes. He could just say, begin that dialogue. Instead, he almost, I thought, almost perfunctorily said this is hallowed ground, but the main emphasis was on the right to have the mosque. I think he should have put the right and the responsibility. Those should have been co-equal.
Okay. The story lives for another day, at least, and we're waiting for more comment possibly when the White House heads out to Wisconsin. Peter King, thank you. Log on to Fox News.